to today's video. I'm going to be doing a soft glam Christmas look, and then what I will do afterwards is, if you want to, you can add the glitter. So that's what I'm going to do. So where's my palette? Right, I'm going to be using my favourite happy palette, as I say, which is the Natural Flirt palette by Morphe, the 35XO. So it looks like this, and if you've seen my last video, you would have seen it anyway. You have seen it before. So I'm going to be using this today. I've already primed my eyelids and I've got the tape on, which is why I look a bit weird. And I didn't clean off this brush, so I'll quickly do that. I always do that before I use it again. Just give it a bit of a quick clean on here. And get my mirror, because this palette doesn't have one. And also, I'm going to be talking about my favourite Christmas film, Scrooge. I love them all. I really do. So I'm going to lay down the first shade. I'm actually currently watching one. This was just going to be a Christmas look, and then I thought, why not talk about the film? Because I really love them. So I'm first going in with, you see, I haven't got a plan here. This is how it is. So let's see what I'm going to use. I do like those dark pinky purples. So yeah, I'm going to go in with this pink here. And it doesn't have a shade name. Oh, it does, but I've got the sheet over there, so bear with. I've just left it over there because I didn't put it back in there and then found it on the bed. So I just popped it at the side. Okay, so I'm going to first pack this on. And I'm going to go just to the middle. And then I'm going to blend that out. It is actually quite late in the afternoon when I'm doing this, because it's Sunday and I was feeling a bit crap this morning. I was feeling very sicky. So I stayed in bed and played some games on the phone and earned a bit of money. Obsessed with Just Play at the minute. Really obsessed with it. It doesn't earn that many pennies at once, but you can build them up. I've got about £2.80 now. I've cashed out once on it, so I'm trying to build it up to a certain amount and then I'll cash out again, and it's instant cash out to PayPal, so I'm really happy with that. Okay then, so I'm going in with that shade again and doing this side. So my favourite films are Scrooge, which is also known as A Christmas Carol because it was written by Charles Dickens. And I just really like it. My passion came for it when I was growing up. I seen one of them. I can't remember which one. I think it might have been the George C. Scott one. And I just really fell in love with it. The way he's so miserable and won't give any money to charities, and Christmas he hates with a passion, which is about like me in a minute. But not to that point, you know. And he just doesn't understand why people need to celebrate it. He doesn't understand why people need the day off work and to, as he will say, rob another day's wages and not do any work for it. So poor Bob Cratchit, you know, he feels a bit bad about it, but he wants to spend the day with his family, of course. And this is set in, I would say, 1800s, something like that. It might be earlier, not quite sure, but it looks to be about that. Oh, my hand's shaking like a leaf today. It was alright on that one, but not today on this one. So, place that down. Now, I've not got the best lighting today. I probably should have popped on the other ring light as well, but I'm going to bear with. And so he's got a family and he wants to spend time with them. And I love them all. It starts out with him being like this. And his friend Marley, who he worked with, who was also the same way, he died years before. And then on the door knocker, as he goes to go home and open his door, Marley appears. And he just goes, Scrooge. And, you know, he appears and then he gets in home and he has some boring, basic, cheap meal. Gruel, or whatever they're calling it, soup maybe, I don't know. Which he gets from a market trader. And all these people owe him money. So he's making sure he gets his money. And he gets that for free because he owes him money. And so he's eating the meal and then Marley appears. And one of them, which I like particularly, he appears, I'm making sure I'm filming, he appears with all these chains on him, and he says these chains were made link by link for basically, for every bad thing he did in life, every link was made for that. And he also told Scrooge that he was going to be visited by 3 ghosts from midnight. And Scrooge just passes it off and just, you know, didn't take any notice. Midnight turns up and the first ghost comes along, and this is the ghost of Christmas past, and shows him all of his past and his past jobs and first love and his school life and everything like that. And he's getting really involved in this, even though they can't see him. He's particularly getting it all involved and all emotional over it, really, in a way, because it's taking him back to remember. And then he gets a ghost for Christmas present, where it shows, because Bob Cratchit has got a son who's quite disabled, and he's a very poorly boy as well. So he's not only just walking with a stick, but he's a very poorly boy. And if things go on the way they are in the present, I'm sure it's present. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. You think I know by now. Anyway, so if things go on the way they are, that little boy dies. And that man, his dad is just cut up, completely cut up by it. So that little boy dies, the family are worse off than ever. You know, everything's bad, everything. And then he gets a ghost for Christmas future, where it shows that if he doesn't mend his ways and become kinder and more pleasant and help more people, he will die. A lonely man, he will die. And normally on the last ghost it's a Grim Reaper. The second one's normally a Santa Claus, or St. Nicholas as he was called. And you know, he gets shown his own grave. I particularly love the musical one. Now, I can't remember the actor off the bat who played Scrooge, so I will pop it down here. That's the pink laid down. I know I went in a lot of times there. Anyway, so I will pop the name down here, and it's a musical version. I'm actually currently watching a musical version now, but not that one. And I love this one. I really love it. And I particularly love, mind you, Neil hates musicals with a passion. He can't understand why people need to burst into song every 5 minutes. Right, I'm going to pop this on the outer corners now and blend it in together with that one. So there is one particular scene I really love, and that's when it's the funeral of Scrooge. And this guy is on top of his coffin, and it's being carried along with just a normal wooden carriage thing, nothing fancy because I didn't have the money. And he's throwing all the debts away. He's got in Scrooge's notebook and he's throwing all the debts away. Everybody's cheering. And Scrooge thinks they're cheering because they really like him. He's not seeing what this guy's doing. And they're singing "Thank you very much." Scrooge thinks they're thanking him because they love him and everything, but really what they're thanking him for is "Thank fuck you're dead." So, but he doesn't see all this. He can't see all that. You know, I don't think I've gone in with these deep shades before. So, yeah, I haven't. I don't think I have. So, yeah, that's a particularly good moment. But what it boils down to, he gets visited by all these ghosts. I very highly recommend you see A Scrooge, because particularly that animated one that was done with Colin Firth and etc. What is particularly surprising and good about that is you don't think they're animated. They look so good. So anyway, I'd particularly recommend any Scrooge, to be honest. The George C. Scott one's really good. The musical one from the 70s is really good, if you like a musical. And what it boils down to in the end is Scrooge wakes up on Christmas morning, realises it's Christmas, realises he's not dead, because the last scene he saw was him in a coffin, him in the ground, his grave. And his housekeeper thinks he's gone bonkers because he's going, "Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas," and he's telling her she's got the day off, and she thinks he's lost his mind. I'm one of them, which you would do if you live with a whole miser for so long. And he opens a window and he sees a boy come along, and he says, "What day is it?" And he says, "It's Christmas Day," looking at him a bit confused. And he goes, "Do you know that big turkey in the butcher's? Will you go and buy it? If you're back here in 5 minutes, I'll give you £0.50. And the boy goes and gets the turkey, thinking, okay. And the butcher, when he tells the butcher where it's being delivered to, he just goes, "Are you sure?" You can tell by the look on the face. He don't say that, but you can tell by the look on his face. It's like, "You sure?" So he takes his turkey there, and yes, Scrooge wants the turkey, and his first name's Ebenezer, and Scrooge is not the boys. And so anyway, Scrooge says to him to deliver it to Bob Cratchit's house. And they get a delivery of this massive turkey, which, when she read who it was from, she about fainted. And then he goes out to the toy shop, because these shops were open on Christmas Day. This is how poor people were. And so he goes and orders toys and sends them to Bob Cratchit's. So they have a fabulous Christmas, and they become friends with him because he's changed his ways. And he goes to his grandsons for Christmas because he's been invited year after year and never went. And now he went, and he played in all the, as they call them, parlour games back then. More like, you know, how you'd play, what's it called when you guess what you try and act out? Oh, no idea, it's gone. I'll pop it here. I'm sure you know what I mean. And playing, you know, all these different parlour games, not just that one. And invited him in, and he's had a great time. And next morning, when Bob Cratchit turns up late to work, he's pretending he's mad. He's pretending he's upset. And this is one particular one where they don't know who sent the turkey in that. So this is one particular one, because it does change a bit. So he's particularly upset. Pretends to be. So Bob Cratchit comes in and goes, I am so sorry I'm late. And he goes, you know, there is nothing else for me to do now but to raise your salary. So that really surprised him, obviously. And he goes, and before you dot another I, because it's an office type job, go and put more logs on the fire. And he just becomes a whole better person and just changes overnight after that. And I often think some people need this to happen to them. You know, have a few scares along the way, and what will happen to you if you just keep being the way you are. And it's just such a lovely, lovely film. I've read the book a long time ago, but the way it's written is not for me. It's not my kind of book I go for in that kind of writing, because it is very old. And it's called A Christmas Carol, but most of the films are just called Scrooge. I'm watching another musical one now, part way through, because I got 30 days Amazon Prime for free, because you can get that if you've not had Prime on your account before, just to be able to watch some stuff on Prime. So yeah, it's worked out for that. So I've got to remember to cancel it beforehand, because we can't afford this. We are not struggling so bad, because all of you that's helped us with the GoFundMe, I can't thank you enough. I really can't thank you enough for your generosity for that. We still do need, you know, to have more donations, of course. I understand, you know, it's difficult time and everything. So I won't go on about it, because I know a lot of people get a bit annoyed by that. But, you know, it is there, and it's always linked in the description. Except for the first time I told you it was linked there, and then I realised I forgot. But it is now. Anyway, so yeah, that is the reason why I love them films so much. I just adore them. They are just so good. And for the time they was done, you know, I love them all. If there's a Scrooge on it, it's no black and white one, I'll be watching it. I can watch Scrooge till it comes out of my ears, honestly. I just really love it. I do love another Christmas film, but I've not watched it this year. Actually, a couple of them. I normally watch Elf, because that is just funny in its own right. Right, there we go. So I'll pop that on. Okay, time for Shimmer. So I normally watch Elf because it's hilarious. And I normally like to watch Miracle on 34th Street because I just think it's so beautiful. Right, and I've got reverb. Oh yeah, bugger. Here we go. Oof. Okay, so I'm going to pop on a pink. I'm thinking I'm going to go in with this one along the same row and pop that on. So I'm going to pop that from the centre outwards. Oh wow, this colour is beautiful. I think I've used it once before. Oh, that's gorgeous. I have took so long doing my eyes. I'm not sure if it's the greatest blend, so forgive me for that. Sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. So I'm popping this shade on here like that. And what I'm going to do, and these shades work nice with a brush as well. So I generally prefer to work with eyeshadows with a finger unless I've got my elf brush, the little flat one I like to use for the lid, washed. Still sat there ready to be washed. This has been weeks now. It's getting silly. Okay, so that is gorgeous pink. Ooh, so now I'm going to go in again and I'm going to use that paler pink for the inner corner to the centre of the lid. And just make sure that you get it to blend together. Now this eyeshadow is so nice that it does that for you. It's just literally done that for me. Okay, so that's on the inner part. Just put that on. It don't matter so much because I'm going to put glitter on the top, in the middle, or as near to the middle as I ever get it. I always have one that goes off centre for some reason. But this colour is beautiful. The whole palette's gorgeous. And I've not got the best lighting, so bear with that. I'm going to just do the other eye a little bit, just because it doesn't quite look matched. I know I'm covering my face with a mirror again. There you are. So, if you wanted your Christmas Day look to just look like that, fine, go with it. And it's not the best blend, I have to tell you. I'm going to do something there about that. Just could use a paler colour and just go along the top, maybe. But I'm going to just clean the brush off and just... try and blend it better. It's not like me to not blend it right. Just so it doesn't look so harsh. Yeah, that looks better. It does look better. Maybe not on camera, but it does. Right, so if this is the only look you want to do with the eyelids, go with it. But I'm going to go in with something else. And it's called glitter. And I'm going to use the glitter there because it's pinky and goldy and it's so nice. So I'm going to pop on this glitter glue, which this looks horrendous because there was a stick around it. The collection Glam crystals. I've only used this once. Yeah, and I like it because it's got a dough for application. So I'm going to try and get this glitter glue. I'm going to do one eye first and the other eye after, obviously. Now it has took off a bit of shadow, not so much, and that's where the gold's going to go. The glitter, I mean, is going to go. So I'm not really that experienced with glitter glue, to be honest. So just look at that. So I'm just going to dab that around the middle of the lid. Oh wow, that is stunning. I do love glitter. And there you go. A bit of glitter there for you. So you can make it as plain as you want or glittery as you want. You go and do you. Just do this eye quickly. Now this might go off centre. It normally does. I don't know why. I normally get the wrong place, but it is what it is. Pop on that. I think this glitter's quite decent to what I can. Well, nobody's told me if it is, so I feel like it's fairly decent. Right, let's pop that on here. Made that a bit wet. A bit more glue on it. Wow, I actually haven't done bad with that. I'm going to pop a bit more on. I do love it, honestly. You can use this glitter without the glue. I have done that, but it tends to flake off a lot. Far better with the glitter glue. Just going to pop a bit more on there because I can. And there you go. That is just stunning. It really is. So you can make it as glam as this. And you don't have to do pinks. You can do whatever colour you fancy, really. So I'm going to tidy up this because it's later on in the evening. I'm not sure I'm going to put on any base today. Just going to be doing the eyes, if that's okay with everybody. So I'll come back in a moment after I've cleaned this bit up and I'll just do the eyes. Okay, so I have cleaned that up. Now I've come back on to do the eyes. So I'm going to use this brush here. Okay, mascara wants to move along. Oh dear. Some freaky stuff been going on, honestly. Right, I'm first going to go in with that deep purple shade and going to pop that to connect it. I'm going to just pop that on the lower lash line to the middle. Just going to pop on a bit more. And then I'm going to do the other side. Yeah, I always have to check because knowing me, I wouldn't press it and just carry on. There. Okay, I did a good placement with the tapes today. Sometimes they're a bit wonky and I don't realise. Okay, so I'm going back in now with that shade there. And I'm going to run that on the other side of the lower lash line. And connect them both together. like that. Whew. There. Now, I am going to be having, maybe I'll be having a couple of weeks off during the Christmas period. I'm not sure yet. I will let you know during the week. Okay, so now I'm going to use this brush here, a bit of an angled, softer brush, which I use now to pop the highlighter on the brow bone. So I'm going to go in with this shade here. And just pop that on the brow bone. I haven't got much space. I've did my eyebrows off camera as well, because you all know how to do brows. And I'm better at doing them off camera than on. There we go. And I'm going to still go in with that shade and pop that on the inner corner of the eyes. Wow. That is such a nice colour. Okay, so I'm going to pop on the Ciate eyeliner in a gold shade. And this is broken, so I have to be careful with it. I'm going to just pop that on the waterline. Just pop it on again. Eyeliner is not staying on me. Doesn't matter which one I use, it just doesn't stay on well. I'm trying the sleek one at the minute, but unfortunately after a few hours it pops off the waterline and starts coming here. So it's not really for me, but oh well. Okay, looking for a mascara, which is there. Okay, I'm going to pop on this quickly, so I'll speed this bit up. It's just the Collection Fast Defining Lash or something like that. It's worn off, I don't remember what it was called, but I really do like this one. I didn't when I first tried it. Okay, I really like this mascara now. When I first tried it, like I said, I didn't like it at all. But I've worked with it again, obviously. I worked with it again. I thought, pick it up, give it another try. And if you do a couple of coats, it really is quite nice. So this is all I'm going to do. No, actually, I have got a lipstick, so I'm going to pop that on. Just dry my lips. All wet and yucky. Right. And this one is the Revlon Cherries in the Snow. Not the best application. And this is the look. Normally I do my base and everything, but just the usual everyday stuff and blusher and stuff. I'm not going to today because it's getting really late now and I don't really want a full face at 4:30. So this is the look. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please pop in the description your favourite Christmas film and also your favourite Christmas look, what you'll do for Christmas Day. I'm going to see you again next time. Please do all the good stuff. It really does help out my channel. And I'm going to pop the glasses on. It really does help out my channel and helps me be recognised on YouTube. Thank you so much for watching. Take care, everyone. Goodbye.